A game that I was catching up from last year was Duke versus Stephen F. Austin, and I was really interested to see how Stephen F. Austin won this game against the number one ranked Duke. So I coded the game, used my output window, and two stats really standed out to me. So the first one is turnovers. Duke had 22 turnovers in this game relative to Stephen F. Austin's 12. The other big stat is the fast break points. Stephen F. Austin, off those 22 turnovers from Duke, had 1.7 points per fast break position, or 83.3% of their shots from fast break positions went in. When you compare that to Duke, they only had two fast break positions and only had, they both scored on both of them, but, at some point quantity outdid quality. You can see that further when we look at the shot chart for Stephen F. Austin. If we look at their breakaways, now I did code one of their fast break positions as a drive, so we only have 11 shots and breakaways. But of those, they scored from 81.8% of them, so that's quite a high margin. And if we look at the percentage of points scored from shot type, they have the highest, their breakaway points is the highest of either team. So 21% of Stephen F. Austin's points came from breakaway opportunities or breakaway shots. Compare that to, say, Duke's. They don't have anything over 20%. Their highest is, 19% for cuts. And if we go back to Stephen F. Austin again, they don't have anything else. Well, they have drives at 18%, but 21% is their highest, all off breakaway shots. So if we now look at the video, we can see how this happens. So I've kind of categorized these into three different sections. We got ball pressure. So these are positions where Stephen F. Austin's applied really big ball pressure to whoever was bring the ball up the court, which is most of the time for Duke, Trey Jones. So he would bring it up, and you knew if he was dribbling up to the right corner or right wing, that was going to be trouble for Duke, because a lot of the time Duke was Stephen F. Austin was going to pressure the ball, even on these dribble handoffs, get these turnovers, and again, now they're in that fast break position, and they score these easy buckets. Next one. Oh, I might as well go to full screen and turn the volume off. Same thing, dribbles up to the right wing. Ball pressure, this time on an on ball. Get the ball, fast break position, again, uncontested layup, this time dunk. I've got to turn this volume off every single time. This time again, bring the ball up. This time they dribble it around, but ball pressure again. So Stephen F. Austin was really in their face, doing the sort of fundamental stuff that's important when you're on defense, hands up, putting your hands on the ball, really pressuring the ball handlers so they can't get any shots off, not falling for pass fakes. Now this time it is a contested fast break, but this time they do a good cut and they get the easy basket anyway. The second category that I put these fast break positions in was shot selection, and that's shot selection on Duke's part. So they didn't always take the best shots. They were sometimes in the mid-range, or even if they were on the outside perimeter, they were heavily contested, and those shots resulted in easy positions for Stephen F. Austin to break out from, because there was no one around the basket and they could just easily leak out for those open positions. So this time we've got Duke from the baseline out of bounds, someone dribbling up into the mid-range. Now this is an open shot, but obviously mid-range shots in 2020 aren't always recommended because they're not high percentage shots. And obviously this is again a rebound, falls to a Stephen F. Austin player. Now something that you realize when you watch Duke is obviously every player has a role when it comes to rebounding. Number 2, Stanley. He's obviously one of their big rebounders. He had a really good putback dunk some point during this game that, obviously got the crowd riled up. So that must have been part of his role, which is always charging the basket or always attacking the rim when it comes to these shots, because he always might get a rebound because he's very, very athletic. However, someone like Trey Jones here, who's not obviously getting involved in the rebound, might want to rotate and guard this wide open man who's now got no one anywhere near him, and when this ball rebounds out, has absolutely a clear path to get an easy open dunk. Next position. Now again, it's one of those corner threes which is recommended, but again highly contested, so it's always going to be a difficult shot. Rebounds back to a Stephen F. Austin player, and again you can see someone leaking out. You can see Staley again charging the basket because that's his role when it comes to rebounding. He's someone who's supposed to try and get those ones that might come up and get a putback dunk or a putback shot either way. And Trey Jones again is somewhere not really involved in the rebound, might want to start rotating out to the top to get one of these players who's clearly leaking out. because now again they have a wide open layup with absolutely, they have 3 players at the rim with, Duke players still almost on the other side of halfway. So easy basket for Stephen F. Austin. And the last category that I've put these fast break points into is the final play. So this is the final play that kind of made this game famous. And it kind of has both that poor shot selection from the second section that I was talking about, and also the ball pressure from that first part. So top on ball, poor shot selection again on the elbow that's contested. Never going to be a great shot. They get the rebound though. Then it comes to that ball pressure we were talking about. After they go back top, ball pressure, secure the fumble. And then it's kind of like, flying away for the fast break point and getting the dunk with, 0.1 seconds to go. So again, it's that poor shot selection, huge ball pressure from Stephen F. Austin. That created all these fast break positions that got them 1.7 points per fast break position that led them to this great victory against the #1 Duke team. Thank you very much and hope you learned something.